This is Nightline.
Tonight,
we're delayed like 2.5 hours.
On the cusp of one of the biggest travel weekends of the year, the perfect storm of travel nightmare.
It certainly has not been a good year for aviation safety.
Near misses, cancellations.
The airline canceled 70 flights in and out of its major hub here.
Radar screens going down.
Our scope shift went black again.
It's just like if you were driving down the road and I covered your eyes while you were going 70 miles an hour and said, keep driving.
The air traffic controller shortage and how one airport's crisis could have a ripple effect on your trip. Is it safe to fly? Plus, Elizabeth Banks, the actor and director known for hits like Pitch Perfect.
Ooh, that's right, John. I'm gonna have to excuse myself to freshen up the downtown.
And The Hunger Games.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Taking on a dark new role in a spicy whodunit.
I'm getting a referral for a lawyer. I'm getting a referral.
Wake up, Chloe. Ethan killed his father. His DNA? What the
What she says about working with her on-screen sister, Jessica Biel.
We both brought our A game. We didn't want to disappoint each other. Did you guys ever butt heads like real sisters?
And Hailey Bieber, the model opening up about her medical emergency after the birth of her son, and what husband Justin Bieber has to say about his wife.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Breaking news as we come on the air tonight. 2 people gunned down in Washington, D.C. 1 man and 1 woman are dead. They were both leaving an event at the Capitol Jewish Museum when gunfire erupted outside the venue. A spokesperson for the Israeli embassy confirming both victims were staff members. The Israeli ambassador to the UN saying on X, the shooting is, quote, a depraved act of anti-Semitic terrorism. The Washington, D.C. police chief confirming there is a suspect in custody, identifying him as 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez of Chicago, and saying he was not previously known to D.C. police.
Once in handcuffs, the suspect identified where he discarded the weapon, and that weapon has been recovered, and he implied that he committed the offense. The suspect chanted, "Free, free Palestine," while in custody.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
We'll have much more overnight and, of course, on GMA in the morning. For now, we switch gears and turn to flight safety. We're just 2 days away from what's expected to be the busiest Memorial Day weekend in the skies ever. But after a series of air traffic controller blackouts at one of the nation's busiest airports, many travelers are nervous about getting on that plane.
We're delayed like 2.5 hours, so it'll be 3 in the morning when we get in.
Reporting live from hell, also known as Newark Liberty Airport.
I am supposed to fly from San Francisco to Newark, which if you don't know, it is an insane route right now.
Delayed flights, massive lines, American travelers have seen that before. But this is stuff of nightmares.
Our scope shift went black again.
They lost 3 radar scopes went black. They lost all the radios at approach.
Section 651. Just had another brief radar outage.
Radar screens going black for a minute and a half. Radio outages, sometimes up to 5 minutes. Air traffic controllers unable to communicate and follow pilots in the sky, creating potentially dire situations.
Just got told that the approach lost all their radars. 3 of their 4 radar screens went black, and they have no frequencies.
The outages and an air traffic controller shortage impacting thousands of flights across the country, especially at Newark Liberty International Airport, where delays and cancellations have become the norm. All this just ahead of what's projected to be one of the busiest Memorial Day weekends ever in the air.
The last thing you want is your computer screen to go black if you're an air traffic controller, especially when you're working a busy, congested airspace like we have in New York City.
Any outages of any kind are unacceptable in the air traffic control system. You have tens of thousands of people who are airborne at any one time. It's inexcusable.
Even the Secretary of Transportation sounding the alarm.
The air traffic control system that we use today is anywhere from 25 to 50 years old. We have copper wires, not fiber. We use radar that is, 1983 vintage at the earliest.
Newark's being talked about because their equipment is unreliable. It's just like if you were driving down the road and I covered your eyes while you were going 70 miles an hour and said, keep driving.
FedEx 1989, if you care about this, contact your airline and try to get some pressure for them to fix this stuff.
But it's not just Newark.
This time, controllers in the Denver area losing communications with planes for some 90 seconds.
Near misses, losing communication, clipped wings.
The latest close call between two airplanes, the Southwest flight, about to land in Chicago when a small jet, you can see it right there, crossed the runway.
And a deadly crash in Washington, D.C.
It certainly has not been a good year for aviation safety. That said, it continues to be extraordinarily safe.
January's mid-air collision between an American Airlines plane and an Army Black Hawk helicopter over the Potomac River killed 67 people, making it the deadliest crash in over 20 years in the U.S.
What we need to do is go back and figure out, why did the DCA mishap occur? Why are we seeing all these close calls of near collisions on runways? Why are we seeing equipment breakdown? So it's not any one fix. It's lots of little things that need to get fixed.
The pressure is on all across the United States to keep the skies safe as the Federal Aviation Administration continues to grapple with the dramatic shortage of air traffic controllers.
Facilities across the country usually have some level of a staffing target that they need each and every day. Many times we can only staff 2 of the positions out of the 8 to 10 that should be open to control and work planes at full capacity.
This shortage has been in the works for decades, really since the Clinton administration. We have one program training air traffic controllers, and it has just been a very difficult, very stressful process for these controllers to go through training and then remain on the job for an extended period.
We have to beef up the numbers. But air traffic controllers are very highly skilled. They're very talented, very smart people. So it's not like you could just take somebody off the street.
For most Americans, these men and women are the unseen forces guiding their trips, our only reference point in the occasional Hollywood blockbuster.
We dumped our fuel. Southjet 227.
They are the voices talking to Denzel Washington in flight, the men searching for answers for Tom Hanks and Sully.
Cactus 1549, runway 4 is available if you want to make left traffic to runway 4.
I don't think we can make any runway.
D66 flight data.
But last year we got a chance to see the real people in training. Most future air traffic controllers need to go to this academy in Oklahoma City, where they emphasize just how high the stakes really are.
A surgeon have hundreds of people's lives in their hands throughout the course of their career. Controllers working a busy shift, they might do that in an hour.
We're at the FAA Academy in Oklahoma City, and these are the voices who will control the sky.
Delta 802, Academy ground, runway 28 right, taxi via Alpha.
Last year, my colleague Gio Benitez went inside the facility training future air traffic controllers, where it's hard to even get in. Less than 1 in 10 of the applicants actually make it here. Even fewer graduate.
You had 57,000 people who were interested in this, but only about 1,000 or just over 1,000 actually got in. Does that concern you?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's absolutely concerning because at that rate, we will never be able to get healthy, and that's ultimately what we're trying to do.
It is very difficult to make it through these training programs. Even if you show up and you qualify, about 70% of those people will graduate. And then when they get to the on-the-job training, only 50% of those people will make it through.
And then they have to find out if they can handle the pressure of holding so many lives in their hands.
There is a lot of stress. It's not a 9-to-5 job. We have planes flying 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, holidays, weekends. So you can't have a bad day. When you have a bad day, really bad things can happen in the air traffic environment.
While the job can be excruciatingly demanding, the pay can be high. Dwayne Davis says the average salary of a certified controller is $130,000, and it can go up from there.
Part of what the government's trying to do is increase the pay. And so if you want to fix a problem with labor shortages, you increase the pay and you're going to get more people applying. You'll get a higher quality, a higher caliber, because this is not just something that anybody can do.
But it can take up to 3.5 years of training to get certified. And controllers need to be younger than 31 when they apply and must retire by 56. Part of the reason there's been this shortage of controllers for decades is because there was only this one school, but it isn't the only training site anymore.
The FAA is now looking in all directions so they can produce more air traffic controllers. They're asking more than a dozen colleges and universities across the country to chip in and create programs that will also produce and train air traffic controllers.
As the nation begins a busy summer of travel, the issues at Newark could have an even bigger ripple effect, as the crisis shows no signs of stopping.
Section 651, we just had another brief radar outage, so just in case that happens again, for your purposes, if you can't reach me, just stay at or above 3,000.
The delays at Newark have sparked such a national outcry, even the Secretary of Transportation's wife's flight was changed from Newark to New York's LaGuardia Airport.
The situation at Newark is unique in that it is because of problems with antiquated equipment. They're still updating their air traffic control computers there with floppy disks. Those systems are breaking down.
There's a saying in aviation that complacency kills, and complacency is part of the problem here. We know that for years, decades even, the FAA has been underfunded. All of this goes back to failures that go decades, and it's not just the Congress, it's not just the White House.
On Tuesday, the FAA reduced flight arrival and departures out of Newark, down to 28 arrivals and 28 departures per hour. Before it was close to 40 for both.
Right now, the FAA says they are working around the clock to get the situation at Newark fixed.
Ultimately, we're going to ensure that every single person that enters the airspace that we have the responsibility for will know that we have their backs and keeping them safe.
Against all odds, we have arrived to a very empty Newark, 13 hours, but we made it.
When we come back, we're one-on-one with Elizabeth Banks, back in front of the camera in a murder mystery with on-screen sister Jessica Biel, why she calls them the Mutual Admiration Society. Welcome back. Elizabeth Banks has done it all, acting, producing, directing. She stars in a new dark thriller with Jessica Biel and says it was so much fun, it almost felt like playing. She sat down with my Nightline co-anchor, Juju Chang.
Elizabeth Banks, welcome back to Nightline.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, everyone knows you from your laugh out loud character in the Pitch Perfect movies, one of which you directed.
Yes.
And of course, as the outlandish Effie Trinket in the Hunger Games. What are you drawn to get these memorable characters? Is it just you?
I don't know if it's just me. I do tend to find when there's drama, a good balance with humor. And I really I'm a lot about empathy and like making a character as relatable as possible. I want the audience to believe me. I mean, that's my job, right? And I found, for example, with Effie, who really was the villain in the Hunger Games, that she also needed to have sort of a backstory and a heart.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Hunger Games. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
And Gail in Pitch Perfect, for instance, I mean, she's a clown. She's a legitimate clown.
Boy, the bad boys of acapella have just gotten badder.
Ooh, that's right, John. I'm gonna have to excuse myself to freshen up the downtown.
I sense there's a little clown in you as well.
There's a little clown in me, yeah.
But you're also a mom of 2 boys.
Yes.
I'm a boy mom too, so I relate. And you've been married for 20 years.
Yes.
And you two founded this production company. What is your secret to this sort of work-life partnership?
You know, we have a really good balance. I call him the diplomat. He's very diplomatic. He's very calm. I'm a wild, emotional actress who loves the spotlight, and he is not that. And so I really think that the two of us support each other in great ways.
You're a wild, hysterical actress, but you have done so much work behind the scenes as well. You were quoted as saying that you were a frustrated actress, that you were bored. Is it more thrilling to be on the other side of the lens?
Well, I'm really loving acting again, I have to say. It's nice to have the coffee brought to me. But there's a lot of problem solving when it comes to producing and directing and writing. I enjoy that level of responsibility, and I like feeling like I'm gonna solve a lot of problems for people, but I also can always recognize, like, I was wrong about that, and I need to take that back, and I need to change my mind.
We need more leaders like you. So in Better Sister, which you also executive produce and star, and you play an estranged sister to Jessica Biel's character. But before we talk about it, let's look at a clip.
Great.
Hey, do you understand what is going on here? Do you?
Yes,
Chloe?
I do. I'm getting a referral for a lawyer.
A referral?
I'm getting a referral.
Wake up, Chloe. Ethan killed his father.
This is an intense scene, and yet you're known so much for your comedy. What drew you to this dark thriller.
It's a great show. It's a whodunit with a great mystery at it. It's satisfying because in the end you will know who done it. I love that genre. I love that it invites the audience into the mystery, into sort of solving it, and whether we've really laid out all the clues. My character, Nikki, I felt a real kinship with. I am a big sister. I get to play a recovering alcoholic, which I have friends and family who have worked AA and those types of programs.
She buried it along with any evidence of me. God, I feel so pathetic to be this old and still crying about my baby sister.
So your on-screen sister is played by Jessica Biel, who everyone still loves from The Sinner and so many other projects. Did you guys get along like sisters?
We really did. We had a great time. I really think, though, that we just are in the Mutual Admiration Society. And when we got to set, we both brought our A game. We didn't want to disappoint each other. And I love working with people like that.
Well, go. I gotta get ready to visit Ethan anyway. Please don't tell him about the article, okay? I'm pretty sure he's onto us.
We did our preparation, we did our homework, and when we got to set, we were open to each other. We really had that sense of play.
That's amazing. She also is one of the producers. Did you guys ever butt heads like real sisters?
You know, we were very aligned on stuff. We did not have a lot of conflict, to be honest. The whole process was supportive. We had female showrunners. It's based on a book written by a woman. It stars women. It was a very female-centric project. We felt very proud of that, and we wanted to support everybody in doing a great job.
It's really a pleasure to have you here, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Our thanks to Juju. The Better Sister is out May 29th on Prime Video. When we come back, Hailey Bieber pulls back the curtain on her terrifying postpartum medical crisis and how Justin Bieber is adapting to fatherhood. And finally tonight, motherhood and parenthood is full of the unexpected. But for Hailey Bieber, that started at the beginning, because she says giving birth was the hardest thing she's ever done. Hailey Bieber opening up about a postpartum complication, telling Vogue, "I was bleeding really badly, and people die, and the thought crosses your mind." The model experiencing a postpartum hemorrhage after the birth of her son Jack Blue with husband Justin Bieber, saying the complication was a little bit scary, but I trust my doctor with my life. And so I had peace that I knew she would never let anything happen to me. Postpartum hemorrhage is categorized by excessive blood loss after the birth of a baby and happens in approximately 1 to 5% of women. The 28-year-old, who also suffered a mini stroke in 2022, reflecting on the birth experience, saying, "Giving birth was the hardest thing I've ever done." Hailey saying, "Before postpartum was the most sensitive time I've ever gone through in my life." And in the midst of it, a flurry of speculation from the public on her relationship with husband Justin Bieber, known for hits like Peaches. I got my peaches out in Georgia. And the singer's mental health. Hailey telling Vogue, 8-month-old Jack Blue is her priority, and that her husband is an amazing dad. Justin telling Vogue, quote, "I've done a lot of dumb things in my life, but the smartest thing I've ever done was marry Hailey." And that's Nightline for this evening. Catch our full episodes on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. We'll see you right back here same time tomorrow. Thanks for the company, America. Good night.